you watching me wherever you are, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, and of course, Instagram. Welcome to the show this morning. Sorry, I had to jump off for a little while, but I'm back now, and let's have this discussion about determination. I was just there thinking about going into 2024. What are you going to need? What will you need for you to be able to succeed and for you to be able to set a goal and for you to stick to it? What I think determination is, I checked it in the dictionary, but I'm like, wait a minute, Lisa, you are the kind of person who is determined about a couple things, not everything. There are areas where I definitely need help, but there are some areas where I'm very determined. And what I've realized is that for me, determination is an unwavering decision to be something or to do something or to accomplish something. That's what it is. Like, if I decide that's who I am, that's who I'm going to be. If I decide I'm going to do something, in most cases, what I like to say, and perhaps if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'll say, I will tie my waist, fling my shoulders back, and find a way to get it done. What is determination for you? And do you think that you have enough of it? Right? So, I think when I think about the fact that we all have determination, but that sometimes something gets in the way. Why don't we, in spite of having some form of determination, why don't we get to the goal? And there are a couple things that, just coaching people over the years, having lots of my friends talk to me, having lots of conversations, I've realized the following. These things get in the way of our determination. Comparison. Comparing yourself with other people will make you feel very discouraged. You are not going to see why and how this can be done when you see somebody else doing it. Isn't that the case? Yes. So that way, you don't even think that you can do it because you are so focused on what somebody else is doing. And that is the case, right? So another way, another way is obstacles get in the way and then we get discouraged. If this was supposed to be, it would be easy. In which world is any good thing easy to accomplish? Absolutely not. And so you have to just know that in spite of obstacles, you have to persevere and you have to go the distance and you have to find a way. Hey, Christy, how are you doing? Another thing that gets in the way of our determination is just discouragement. You guys, I'll never forget this example. So I was bright at school. Is that boasting? No, it's just the truth. Okay. We're talking truth here. Okay. And when I went to university the first time, because I hadn't done French at A levels, at the upper high school level, I took it up at university. But of course, because I had missed those 2 years, I wasn't where I was supposed to be as I was with Spanish. I'm still fluent in Spanish, right? But I wasn't that way in French. And that first semester of the first year, I struggled with French just because I was coming from further back than anybody else. Not because I was a dunce. I could do it. It's just that I needed extra help. And I won't ever forget this story where my French instructor, midway through the term, she called me and she's like, okay, did you do it at A's? I said, no, I didn't do it at that level. She's like, I suggest you really drop it. I don't think you'll be able to do it. A couple things that I wasn't really accustomed to being getting discouragement from teachers. I'd always been the student who teachers liked and teachers encouraged to do their best. I came from that kind of environment. And so when it hit me that somebody was saying to me, hey, don't do this, man, I just did what she asked me to do, and I was at a C operating at a C level. I was getting C's in the classes. At the end of the term, this lecturer must have forgotten what she told me. Then she asks me, oh, why did you drop it? Right? Well, you could have continued. And what I then realized was people who had done French all throughout their high school years were failing in that first year. And I, who was out for 2 years before, had a gap of 2 years, I was at a C level. So if I had just simply remained determined in spite of the discouragement, I would have made it. I would probably have found a way put in extra studying, studied in a group, got extra help with books and tutoring, etc. And I would have made it, but I let that teacher discourage me. And because that happened, I think from then I decided, no way, absolutely no way am I going to let somebody else's words deter me from going after a goal? It's one thing, and as my client yesterday was saying, I interviewed Donna Regis Prosper. Exactly, Christy. Christy saying on Instagram, you just never know how close you are, and then somebody just simply sweeps in and tries to take away your drive. No, you stay focused, right? My client yesterday, Donna Regis Prospect, please go watch that interview. It was absolute, just dropping gems all the time. It was an extensive interview, but it pays to just take it in and watch it again and again. And Donna was saying that one of the ways she has gotten ahead is always having mentors. And she herself has become a mentor because she has all of these mentees who are now blossoming and flourishing because of her advice and her care. But the one thing we realized was, in spite of getting advice and in spite of getting direction from people who are in the know, it also pays to trust yourself. And I think that determination is also connected to that. I know in my knower that I know that I know that this is right, and I'm going to try it. And guess what? If I fail, I'm just going to find another way. Failing does not mean that you are bad, that you are a complete failure. It just simply means this thing did not work. I am going to find another way. And so we had comparison. These are the things that get in the way of distraction, of determination. Comparison, comparing yourself with other people, the obstacles, and especially like if you have any kind of spiritual understanding, oh, that means that God doesn't want me to do it. Excuse me. Do you know how hard it was on the cross? And God did it. Okay? It doesn't mean because something is hard that it's not for you. There are other factors besides just this knowing that might not even be a knowing at all, that it's not for you. Go a little deeper. Hard does not mean impossible. Hard does not mean that it is a wrong fit. You need to press in further and see whether this is right for me. And if it is, in spite of the obstacles, eyes front, let's go. I'm going to get there. Comparison, obstacles, discouragement, and I gave that example. And here's the last one I think we all know about: distractions. So, what about you wake up this morning like yesterday? Oh my goodness, I went to the gym very early. That's my kind of Sunday routine. And I just I thought of something. Wake up and want it. That sounds so good. Wake up and want it every single day. Not just say confessions, but say them with a desire that fuels the words and the feeling to make it happen. Wake up and want it means I wake up with a plan, and I wake up not looking at the distractions, but looking at, there is a way, there has to be a way, and I'm going to find it. Wake up and want it speaks of desire and focus, right? But what if I wake up and want it, and by the end of the day, or maybe three-quarter way in the day, because of distractions, all the phone calls, the texts, the scrolling uselessly on social media, being a consumer instead of a producer, and adding to other people's, something in my, adding to other people's coffers instead of going after your own bag, going after your own things, going after your own dreams. What if you let those distractions get in the way? The determination at that point is at this level, and you need it to always be high. And so, if we don't let distractions get in the way, you give determination just pure reign to rule your day, right? And to just be focused on what you want to do. So, how then, Lisa, do you go about being determined? I said it before I had to go see about Seth, who's currently right here bothering my life. You guys, it's nice having a dog. But, on the other hand, anyway, let's go. Here's what I do. There's a, everybody would agree. Yes, you're right. Wake up and want it, right? Right, Christy? Wake up and want it bad enough, right? I have this thing that I do in my head. I do it internally to set my face like flint. I think it's somewhere in the Bible, but what it really means for me, like the physical embodiment of it, is really standing up in your strength and your determination, tying that waist, as we say in the Caribbean, tie waist, and fling your shoulders back and stand strong. Find a way to do it. That for me is setting your face like flint. It doesn't even include the face. Don't even ask me what that exactly. What you get the point of that every part of you is almost like just infused, erect with determination to find a way to get it done. And here's the thing about finding a way, and this is the example that I wanted to give you. Okay, let's say you woke up today and things are not where you want them to be, maybe financially, maybe in your relationship, maybe in what, maybe you don't have the job that you want. I just saw a good friend of mine post that, like she's kind of looking for a job and that kind of thing, and it just brought me all the way back to this kind of discussion of when things don't go your way, you literally have a choice of what to think. I was coaching somebody recently who was going through a really bad breakup. And, I coach on relationships. I coach on, I'm a general life coach. So, wherever you want to get unstuck, especially going into 2024, like DM me, go to my website, lisamdublin.com/coaching, and set up an appointment so we can talk about what coaching can do for you, because you deserve to win and you deserve to get all the help that you can for you to win. That's what it's about. Anyway, I'm talking about thoughts and how thoughts can literally, in terms of determination, help you to get a certain way. Listen to this, you guys. So this friend, this person, this client is going through a really tough breakup. It's tough. And we had to deal with the hurt. Like, there's no point in saying I'm not hurt. There's no point. There's no point in denying your feelings. One of the coaching philosophies that I subscribe to is feel all the things. Feel the feelings and let yourself sit in it for a while. I didn't say wallow in it, but allow yourself to feel certain things. Feel whatever comes through. It's okay. What we then have to decide is what you do with those feelings. And feelings come from thoughts. So obviously, if you're going through a bad breakup, you don't feel good about yourself. But guess what? That's a thought. Can you decide to feel differently? And so this client had started, oh, this happens to me over and over again. And like, what is it with me? That is a thought in the face of the circumstance of a breakup. This relationship did not work out. That's a circumstance that cannot be changed in the moment. Your thoughts about that, however, are going to determine your feelings, and your feelings will determine the actions and the results that you really want. Hey, Deborah, yes, definitely feel all the things. It is definitely part of your healing. And so the thought that I'm the wrong one, I'm the one who doesn't get this right. Something must be wrong with me since I keep on getting into all of these relationships that are not, whatever. What's that thought do for you? How do you feel when you think of that thought? You feel like a failure. You feel like you are the problem. You feel inadequate. And you know how we always begin, although we didn't this morning because of time. I have nothing missing, nothing broken. So it means you either need to choose that thought or find another one that works for you. Because if you keep on saying, oh, something's wrong with me, or I'm the one who's doing badly in this relationship, you're going to feel inadequate. When you feel inadequate, you're going to accept anything that comes your way, because you know what? Because I am broken and I am not complete, I just have to take and grab any person that I get, because I can't go for the top, for the best choice, because I am not the best myself. You see how your thoughts determine your feelings and your feelings determine your actions? And guess what the result will be? Another failed relationship. And so, as painful as it was, the coaching relationship is a very special one, and it's one that it's just a special place. It's a sacred place. Okay. Anyway, hey Elsa, how are you? And we went through the whole process of, If this thought is not serving me well, what other thought can I think that will give me a different feeling and give me a different action and result? And she was so strong. Like when we opened up the possibility that there was another way to look at a breakup, the minute we did that, and she began to allow herself, not me, this is the, just created the container for her to be in the sandbox of herself. The minute we did that, a thought emerged that helped so much in terms of, you know what? I don't want to be somebody who doesn't want to be with me. I don't. Now, the hurt is still there, but in a way, you understand it because you couch it in something that you can deal with. I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with me. What does that do for you? When you take a thought like that, what's the feeling that results because of that thought? I don't, yes, there's a breakup. I didn't want it, but we've decided upon it and you've gone your way. And I feel sad. I feel hurt. I could have thought to myself that here I go again, right? Here I go again. I'm the common denominator. Something's wrong with me. Hey, something's wrong with me. Or I could decide I don't want to be somebody who doesn't want to be with me. What about doing that? And then later down the line, when you all get deeper and you all have joint bank accounts and land together, getting ready to get married and all of that, and then you get into real things and you realize that that person didn't want to be with you. Why would you want to be somebody who doesn't want to be with you? That thought provides a feeling of hope, provides a feeling of freedom, and that feeling of freedom gives you a different action. That, okay, so if I don't want to be somebody who doesn't want to be with me, and that's the feeling of freedom, I am now free to find out who I want to be with. Who wants to be with me? Because I'm all that. I have nothing missing, nothing broken. And it was just amazing the turnaround in just the thoughts and feelings yesterday, because that person applied the possibility, to her situation. So bring that right back to determination. When you are determined in the face of obstacles, do you know that you find a way? You find a way, you find a door, you find a solution. When the thought is to yourself, I will find a way. I want to give you this simple example and we are going to end today. So my husband and I, we've been taking a really good look. Like we've been sitting down, and it's time end of year, doing finances and getting things in order for next year and getting our house in order. And so I realized, no, he realized, or we both realized, like I was spending too much money on coffee. I love coffee. I have coffee at home. I've had how many coffees this morning? Don't ask me. That's nobody's business. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I'm good. I don't take any sugar in it because sugar gives me pimples and whatever. And I frankly don't want the extra calories, so I drink it black most of the time, right? I have espresso, I have percolated coffee, like the works. But I still go and get Timmy's. Those of you who are in Edmonton or in Canada, there's a love for Tim Hortons coffee. It's part, I think, of being Canadian. So we realized, I said, okay, I'm going to give up my Tim Hortons because I've got coffee at home. Now, one of the things I loved at Tim Hortons was an Americano. I just love Americano. So because I decided to give it up, guess what? Because remember, determination says that there is a way. I was like, maybe I should just simply Google how to make an Americano because I have an espresso machine. You guys, do you know an Americano is just an espresso shot or double espresso shot and hot water? I kid you not. Now, I'm not a minimalist that way because it's the whole experience of getting your Timmy's, having it while you're driving. It's not just the pure essential put the espresso and the hot water. I get that. But when you're trying to accomplish something and you will find a way you can rationalize it. Oh my goodness. I looked at the videos yesterday and I had two Americanos right here in my home because where there's a will, you'll find a way. And when you open yourself to the possibility that it is possible, a door will open. I can do anybody wants an Americano? I can make you a wicked Americano right now because I decided that there was a way to get what I wanted. So go out today and be determined, and do not let comparison with other people or the obstacles that will inevitably crop up or the discouragement of others who sometimes don't even know what they're talking about or the distractions around you. Don't let these things get in the way of, I can do it, I can find a way. Because when you decide that I am going to find a way, you see the possibilities where they did not exist before. And that's a message for today. I hope that makes sense to somebody who's on their last leg and is like, oh my gosh, it's all dark and dreary and the world is just caving in on me. Oh my goodness, my bank account is empty. What am I going to do? What can you do? What can you do? What can you offer? How can you make an impact in a very short amount of time while still making an income? Can you absolutely do that? Yes, you can. Get to work, get up, get off your back, see what's possible. If you have to stoop to conquer in the best of ways, do what you don't want to do to get what you want legally. That is still dignified and all of that. Get up and do it, because when you decide that there is a way to be found, the way will present itself. So thank you so much for listening today. Tomorrow we want to talk about relationships. We started to talk on boundaries last week, and that has been like very popular. So we're going to continue a little bit about how to set boundaries in any relationship, from marriage to your significant other to family to friends. So see you tomorrow, everybody. And don't forget today, be determined. Tie waist, fling your shoulders back and face the world. Take care and